Meh. Whew. All right. Let's see. A little better. See if I get people to join in. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Alright. Actually, I need to change. Mess the lighting again. Yay. Oh, what? Too much. Hey, Tier. Ah! I don't feel like putting the app back on my phone to control the damn light. How's it look though? Look good? Too bright? Not bright enough? Wow, I gotta adjust the mic volume. I think. Okay, cool. I said this, you know, I'm so used to streaming video games that I'm not used to streaming, this kind of content. So this is a complete first for me to try to stream in this content. So what I've got built on the bench right now, which I can't really showcase too well, but I'll try to hold the parts up as I'm putting them on. Well, let me try to get the light to go back down. Is that better? I think a little bit better, right? Having a smart light is nice. You can adjust the volume, the brightness. Okay, like I said, my setup. This is completely new setup because, like I said, I'm gaming setup, hence car seat, that kind of thing. But I've got some SSD 155 wheels that I'm gonna put together with some Pitbull PBXs, 155 PBXs. Great tire, by the way, for the tiny tire. But I did some custom work to the beadlock rings, which kind of hard to tell, but custom painted them. That a little bit of challenge instead of this being black. That's why it's going to take me a little longer to put these together. I'm like, to stream while I'm doing it. Why not? Would be over there, but you can just kind of see it's kind of a mess right now. I just got done rearranging this setup. And then the nice fun part is doing these little, the scale hardwares. So much fun putting those together. But I really think in the light, these things should really look good. I love dropping tools. But again, neuropathy makes it that way. So how you guys doing today? Everyone have a good day so far? Now you actually might be able to see the difference in the paint color now. Still doing stuff for your other half there, huh there, bud? Yeah, see this. Ah, there we go. Nah, unfortunately you can't see my face anymore, but hey, whatever. Who wants to look at the ugly mug anyways? And of course you get a random doggo. He's like, wait a minute, there's a bunch more room in here now. See if he actually discovers that his doggy's bed's back up. He loved laying in that thing. Yeah, right now they're both laying on my bed. So is any like topic or anything that you guys want to talk about while I'm sitting here just, putting these freaking wheels together and just chilling here? Feel free, wherever chat takes us is where we're going tonight when it comes to the discussions. Oh, I totally forgot to post up on my Facebook group chat that I was going live. Oh well. I think I should do that real quick, shouldn't I? Yeah, one problem about these doing custom painted beadlock rings, you gotta put the beadlock rings back on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can kind of see one body right there. I'm not used to this stuff. Right there, I got a GMT 400 body right there. So your 89 to 98 full-size Chevy truck. Right there, it's on a TF2 chassis. I'll be pulling that over here in a little bit when I get done putting these wheels together, because these wheels are for that truck. So, and I got to put a new axle underneath the back of it. I got a K44, RC4 drive K44 axle to throw in there. And then, of course, the C-Max Suburban. There. That with full interior that I got to do up too. And then Night Runner. I keep pointing to completely reversed. This is hilarious. Right there is my Night Runner. That's a bunch of custom stuff on it from Night Customs, as well as Ian, if I remember correctly, did the bed that's on the back of that thing, but I printed it. And there's also a VS410 next to it that I'm printing a body for right now, which is currently on the printer. But where is it? I know I was working on it earlier. Give you guys a sneak peek. I got 4.5 days left before that body's done. But right here somewhere. It's another GMC, 69 GMC. Suburban's gonna be done up as a like off-road, it's mild off-roader, more like a maybe an overlander off-roader in a sense, because it's still gonna be leaf sprung suspension. And then there's a customer's day cab globe liner that I gotta finish building too, for a friend of mine paying me to custom build it for him. And the rest of its parts are off camera. But let me go back to the bench top. Eventually, this is just a random show today, or in a sense, it's a test run to see how this goes, to see if it's something I want to keep doing. Because I don't know. A couple of people recommended that I sit there and do something like this. But again, I don't know. And the doggos will randomly appear in the thing throughout the evening. They'll do their thing. I'm hoping to have the Suburban done before Beat the Creek in May. This is my build season, so I try to get a bunch of builds done during this time of the year, like most of us off-road builders. So the body that I'm printing right now, the 69 GMC, is a long bed. I'm gonna have it done up, of course, unfortunately, because they don't make. There's only, I think, one company that makes. I think it's Locked Up. It's either Locked Up or Gearhead. One of the two. I can't remember which one of the two companies makes an 8-lug 155 wheel. Which is a wheel I want to try to get for the BS410. And I've already put some upgrades on it. I am going to order the leaf spring mounts from Power Hobby, since they bought out all of JEC's designs for leaf spring mounts for non-RC full drive axles. In case like your Vanquish axles, your Axial, your Element axles. So you got those. Had a message I had to get to real quick. I'm sorry. Boop. And then now I'm going to close that out. There we go. That way you don't get any pings of Facebook Messenger going off in the stuff. Man, that actually doesn't look half bad. Not a fun part, because the stamped steel wheels is lining up the holes and the windows. And I think I just fucked up, but that's okay. I think that's the right one. And that was totally wrong, because, yeah. Love trying to get these dialed in right. Well, that might be it. Yep, got it that time. Now I already put the bead lock rings. Hey, Bill, thanks for joining me, man. Yeah, you caught me in this morning, Bill. I had done a test run of this setup. Granted, this is my sim cockpit that I'm sitting in, because kind of ran out of time, Bill, getting that all straightened out back there. I completely rearranged my cabin here to make it something a little bit more presentable, not necessarily presentable, but a little bit easier for me to do, my RC work in a sense. Because originally I had my RC stuff was in the back corner of my cabin, and well, if I was trying to do this or gonna start doing this, I needed that closer to the computer, which I can actually move the camera over there. It's just I haven't figured out exactly how I want to set it up yet. Kind of ran out of time with having doctor's appointments and crap today. So, and yes, I have to always have a funny hat on. I hate my hair, but it is what it is. I love this driver. It's like my favorite tool. Well, Helio slash Bellhouse RC driver with all the bits that you need in it. Magnetic mount. And now the real fun begins. Squeezing the tires together. Because GC, crap. SSD doesn't like to give you a longer M2.5 millimeter screw. And I don't have any laying around. I'm actually using the camera a little bit here to figure this out. Go figure, right? Nope, apparently that's not the right spot. Is that it? Hey, I think I grabbed it. Yay, the luck. Now these are actually the smallest tires I have for any of my crawlers. Or I should say for any of my scale trucks. These are a 3.5 inch tall tire. Before these I was running RC 4-wheel drive Dick Circuit Dick Circuit yeah, I can't freaking say it, I'm sorry. The Fun Country 2 tires, there we go, I'll just put it that way, and 155. Because I love my small tires. And the bad thing is I kind of screwed up, in a sense, and I forgot to order my scale disc brakes that I always order with my SSD wheels. For some reason, when I ordered these new set, I completely forgot to order a set with the correct offset. Anyways, the zero backspace versions. I have a set of 3 or 6 mil, I think. Let me actually go look. Where are they at? There they are. Oh, apparently they're not in that drawer anymore. Oh well. I don't really feel like digging them out now. I'll figure out how all my stuff is. Oh, Bill, you still here? Hmm. There they are. Yeah, I got a little tray here. It's all the scale hardware for all the beadlock rings on all 4 tires. Yeah, and there's all my beadlock rings underneath the lid. Actually, I should do this with them. There. Oh. Hmm. Not sure if the chat broke or not. Weird. Alright, now I got that all situated. Let's see. When you don't have the scale hardware tool, just take your common M3 screw, double nut the end of it, and now you have a scale hardware driver. Yep, I see that there. But I was actually surprised that SSD doesn't actually Loctite their beadlock rings. Kind of like they want you to take them apart and do something with them, because they only come in 2 colors when it comes to the no, they only come in 1 color when it comes to their 155 wheels. Black. That's it. That's all you get. You get chrome face rims, or just bare metal wheels, or you get them in black with black beadlock ring. Be nice if you can get the black the black rim with the chrome beadlock ring, or the raw beadlock ring, like you can with the you can get the rims in. But hey, whatever. Used to actually be able to get the black wheels with the chrome, or not necessarily chrome, but you know what I mean. The silver lip ring, I mean. There we go. And I'll go grab the tire that I normally run as a comparison. Here's a typical tire that I run. You can already see a difference. 3.5 versus 3.8, or just under 3.8 actually. There we go. Had to line up the bead lock ring on these, or the actual screw thing, because these are a stamped steel wheel, so they're not much there. I love this part. This part's so much fun. Oh. So if anyone else sits there and does RCs, what do you guys do? I do a little bit of everything. I got some bachelors. I have racers. I love on-road stuff. But I love the scale element of the off-road truck. The scale truck. So I try to build my trucks like real trucks. Try to scale them out as much as I can. Don't necessarily go for performance. Granted, for some reason, my trucks end up performing really good for what they are. Like, I was really surprised with the Night Runner, being that it weighs over 12 pounds. It did Beat the Creek last year and did really well. It's like the main vehicle I drove. Even more so than my crazy four-wheel steer custom 1.9 Wraith that I built. But yeah, I do custom. Dude, I was surprised with it being. I was surprised with the fact that it was, still 12 freaking pounds and it's still climbing obstacles like it wasn't that big of a deal. I can't remember if I was running my. Did I have my Rock Beast on it at the time, or was I still running the Fun Countries on it? I can't remember if I had the Rock Beast yet or not. I know there was a bunch of people that beat the creek with me, so a lot of people got shots of that truck. I think it did have the Rock Beast on it already. I think I was already rocking the RC four-wheel drive, or the Pitbull clutch wheels with the Rock Beast. I know it's funny when we put that Night Runner on your trailer, it bottomed out the suspension on the trailer and damn near made your rat rod run wheelies towing it. I know a lot of people got pictures of that thing. A lot of people love that thing. I might bring it over here when I get done building these wheels and show you guys what I've done to that thing. It's not the only thing stock on it. I think is the arms. the front suspension arms and front um, axles, CVs, and diffs, but the dip housings and axle housings and knuckles and bearings and transmission and motor setup and servos, the suspension setup in general has all been custom made or changed with either Knight custom parts or put some gatekeeper parts on it. But it's got a GCM scale drivetrain in it. GCM Racing out of Canada. Chris and Dana are good guys. I'm impressed with that LR2. Yeah, had the transfer case drop on any side. It's great. Oh, yeah, another one with this ring on. This lighting does not do this beadlock ring justice. Like the actual color of this ring. Like and to my eyes, it pops like crazy. Looks really good. No idea how long it's actually going to hold up. This is actually the paint that I used on it. This Tester's Extreme Lacquer. Buddy of mine gave me that paint for a semi truck build that I was doing, and then decided that I kind of went a different direction with it in a sense, that I haven't touched that project. It's still sitting in its package, in its box, semi sealed up still. It's to me S770 or such a 4x6 or 6x4 technically, but I'm actually building it as a 4x2 truck, just to be different. Oh yeah, oh definitely gonna sit there and add to the look. That's why all my stuff's hard barred. The only Lexan body truck I have is the Night Runner, and that's only the cab. If I had a bigger, or if I had a hard body Toyota body for it that fit the wheelbase and everything I already have on the truck, I'd have a 3D printed taco body on it. Or I might just change the body altogether. I don't know yet. See what kind of crew cab bodies I got out there. Hey, Fred. Yeah, I'm just sitting here putting together some pit bulls, rock PBXs on some SSD 155s. How you doing tonight, Fred? Bill, you need to do a Night Runner, man. I swear. I think you could do a really killer job with the Night Runner, man. Build-wise, that is. That ain't it. That's gonna make them look weird. Is this it? I think this is it. Could be better. Didn't get the best news today when I was at the hospital, but hey, man, what it is, doctors are gonna do doctor things, man. I'm just glad that the weather wasn't too bad today, so I can actually use my hands tonight. Because, putting beadlock rings on and then screwing these freaking tires together, oof. My hands are not gonna like that. Actually, I'm surprised I'm putting these on these axles and not actually a really cool set of axles that I have done up. But I think I'm going to do some 1.9s. The other truck I'm building's gonna, I think, no, it's all good, man. It's just age and the after effects of having a stage 4 Hodgkin's before they caught it. So it was a very aggressive treatment setup for it, and that did a number on my body. Give me my driver. So I like about this Helios slash Bellhouse RC driver. These bits for it are like, you got to get the screw lined up just right to get that to sit in there. And then once in there, I'm holding it by the screw. It ain't coming out. Hey man, I got a positive attitude about it, man. I can't take don't take life too seriously, man. No one gets out alive anyways. It sucks when you've got problems, but that's essentially why I wear funny hats and funny sayings when I'm going out around people. Just bring smile to people's faces. Try to be always look at the brighter side. Don't dwell on the negative side. So I mean, look at that. God, these drivers are good. Their bits are great. And because they're so, like, the machining on these bits is so nice, trying to get these, like, you end up stripping out the threads before you strip out the head. So I got to give it up to, granted, I do believe it was Kevin that owned the company, Bellhouse RC, and then switched over to, then also he bought Helios batteries after I think it was Mike passed away, was the guy that was doing Helios batteries, or started Helios batteries. Several years back. Mike actually gave, the gentleman that owned Helios actually gave me a steering wheel mod for my, at the time it was a FlySky GT, hacked FlySky GC3 B, or yeah, GT3 G, C? Yeah, C. And I traded off that radio, but I kept it and found out that it actually fit my Noble. So I pulled it off I said the one thing you weren't going to get with the radio when I sold off the C was you weren't going to get the knob or my grip. And it's actually, it's squishy foam, it's squishy filament. But yeah. Oh wow. Like I said, I'm not the best at this. This is all new territory for me. Trying to figure this out. Like I said earlier, Fred, I don't think you were here yet. My setup is traditionally set up for gaming, streaming, which I use on my Twitch. I won't do it on my YouTube. Same channel, by the way, name. But shameless plug. But yeah. So I'm gonna end up resetting everything up and getting everything going better. For next week's show, will be a little bit better. I don't know. There's 2 of them done. Hey, not taking as bad as long as I thought it was gonna take with my hands. But then again, I kind of already did prep these a little bit, so the beadlock rings or the inner rings are already in the wheel tires, and I don't know, Fred, if you caught the back, like, unfortunately I got the camera dialed or down, so it's hard for you to actually see the actual workbench area that I spent all day today rearranging my whole cabin, because I had essentially my RC area was in a completely other section of my cabin where you weren't going to be able to do. I wasn't going to be able. I'd be doing this anyways. Um, but I kind of got tired of moving stuff out of the way to get to the RC workbench. Hence why I ended up doing a lot of work here. And I completely just redid my way I was doing this stuff. Not that way. Beadlock rings first, then take the wheels apart. And turn that. There we go. Yeah, I've been doing RC stuff in general since the say late 80s. I started out with a Tamiya. Well, I had a Tamiya Blackfoot as a kid. I had the Tamiya Rad Bull as a kid. I cannot remember the name of it, but I actually have the old school Nissan hardbody truck. I forget the freaking name of it now. But I still have the truck, the body, as well as the what's left of the chassis. And I say that because, well, you know, sucker's 30 plus years old. So chassis did not survive. I think I put it together. I don't know how many times I sat there and patched that chassis back together after it split in half. You know, being a kid, I want to jump it. It's got long shocks on it, not knowing what shocks were at the time. I want to jump it, yeah. Crack. Oh. But I ain't in this to make anything. I'm just, you know, doing my thing. I suck at editing videos. That's why I prefer live streaming over like editing videos or anything like that. So it does kind of suck though. The area that I go out and off road at with the scale trucks doesn't have very good cell signal, so I couldn't, you know, stream the live feed of us running trucks, which I think would be actually kind of cool. I don't think anyone actually does it on YouTube. I apologize for that, guys. Didn't mean to make that Windows ding blow your ears out, gentlemen. Actually, I'll do this. And yep. There we go. Now, in case any of that goes off, it doesn't do it again. I apologize. But again, Windows PC, what are you gonna do? Ah, nice, Fred. Nice. Yeah, Sledgehammer was an okay vehicle. Um, I was never, and even to this day, I am still not a Traxxas fan at all. I still look at him as, a company based itself off clones and then just really good marketing. But I don't necessarily have a problem per se with their actual vehicle. Like their RCs are not that bad RCs, but Traxxas corporate I have an issue with. The actual overall company is where my problem lies. But yeah, I'm a straight axle RC guy. I was never a fan of Traxxas when it came to, hey, look at us, we're gonna make we're first company to put portals on a truck. No, you didn't. G-Made actually did. A Korean company had portals on a truck first, on a crawler, that is. Then they're like, oh yeah, we got the first locking and unlocking diffs on a truck. No, they didn't. Um, Venom RC actually did. They had what's called the Venom Creeper, and it had locking and unlocking diffs. Actually, I have a set of axles for one of those over there. Can't buy parts for them anymore, so they're just one of the axles. The diff exploded. Can't get parts for it anymore. So the axles are just sitting there. I just don't remember where I got them at. But yeah, when I say I got my first racing car, was a RC10 T2 associated car, and the first place I lived in Southern California at the time. When I really decided to get into the racing, the off-road racing side, ended up frequently an RC track called M&M Hobby and Raceway, and they were in Chino, California, right off the 99 or the 91, and right there with what was the bicentennial dam in a sense. But they were there, and I used to race there. And the very first time I went there with my T2, or my T2, sorry, pitted, a couple tables down from, at the time, I did not know who it was. I didn't follow RC racing. Ended up pitting a couple things down from Brian Kinwall, back when he would race for Loisy. He was a Loisy Trinity driver. And it's a packed clay track. And I'm trying to do what I can with my, T-bones, because I have of course you had that, if you were off-road racer, you had T-bones on your back tires. You had T-bones back tires on your truck. or buggy. Those were just a tire. But Pat Clay track are completely different. They were slick tires. So I'm having some issues getting traction and stuff with T-Bones. And next thing I know, the owner of M&M, and to this day I do not remember this gentleman's name. All I know is the guy was freaking awesome. Because I had brought a bunch of my vintage Loisy stuff there and broke chassis, and he'd help me fix the chassis there with, CA glue and Lexan body panels pieces, gluing a chassis together. It's hilarious. But the owner walks over, and like I said, Brian's behind him, kind of like off to the side, sending him follows him over, and Brian hands him a set of wheels and tires. They're pre-cut slick tires, because back then we had to make our own slick tires. And Brian gave me a set of slicks to run on the track. And mind you, I'm 14, 15 years old at the time. Or was I 16? I can't remember now. So long ago. We're talking mid-90s here. Mid to late 90s. So, yeah, I like my axial stuff. Granted, I don't have a lot of axial left. I think I have 3 axial trucks now. No, 4. I forgot I had the little side-by-side. The actual 1/10, the 1/10 scale, or I call it the 1/10 scale Can-Am, because it's legit 1/10 scale. But the 1/18 scale Yeti Jr. I have one of those. I have a 1.9 Wraith, the actual original 1.9 Wraith. And I have an OG 2.2 Wraith that I got as just a cage. That's all it was, a cage. Didn't even have a skid, just cage. I ended up getting a skid for it. Had a 3-gear transmission laying around. Put a 3 gear in it with the correct Wraith motor mount on it, and made a 4-wheel steer K44 or AR44 axle. 4-wheel steer. It's a chassis mounted servo on the front and axle mounted servo on the rear. And that's a performing truck. That thing, that thing rocks. Now, the one person I didn't tell I was doing this tonight there, Bill and Fred, I didn't tell Ryan I was doing this. I hope I didn't bore you with story time with knowing Kinwall and stuff, but I don't know. I wasn't able to post it in the I don't know if Ryan's following me or not. I know I'm not in the group that the Facebook group that he's in that I posted saying I was live, but it is what it is, man. I ain't worried about it. I got lucky on that one. Yeah, I have no idea how long I want to do this for tonight. I know I am going to get these all done tonight. That's definitely going to happen. Probably get these on the truck too. Good. I think I think I'm just gonna paint the other truck, the truck that is going on this Hunter Green. That way, when I print the new bed for it later, I could just paint the bed and have my truck, my full-size truck, created as an RC truck. Because that's what I'm doing in my VS410 is I'm recreating one of the full-size trucks that I own as a RC. Little man, you having fun over there? Okay, sorry, I have my doggos are cooing. I can actually hear my dogs, dreaming right now. Is my front door not closed all the way? I feel a weird cool air draft. Oh, okay, wow. Cool, new subscriber, awesome. Let's see, oh, wow. 40 degrees outside still, that's nice. And here it is, oh, 68. And bad again, I still gotta buy 6 more pairs of these SSD wheels. I don't know what it is. I happen to like my when it comes to the 155 beadlock wheel. I just like that look. So I gotta replace the car seat that I'm sitting on. I've worn out the butt, broke some springs, and I don't feel like tearing it apart to re-weld the springs on and then cut new foams for the seat. So I'm just gonna end up replacing the driver's seat. Yeah, when I was at Beat the Creek, I saw a bunch of the FMS stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's cool that the FMS guys are great guys. I'm more for the, when it comes to FMS, I'm more for the planes. Granted, I may end up picking up one of the 1/6 scale FJ40, but consider the fact that I like to scratch build a lot of my RC stuff. Like when I show you when I bring over the TF2 that these go on, and I start swapping out uh the rear axle on it with a more appropriate axle. That thing's got a Holmes Hobby revolver in it with the Crawlmaster ESC, and that thing is quiet. You hear the gearing, then the motor. Man, my hands. Yeah, you're gonna see the natural coloration is my front knuckles are always gonna be that red. And it'll never go away. Yeah, the Night Runner is actually the really good, surprising truck. It's got all the SSD goodies. That's why it weighs like freaking 12 freaking pounds. It's got all the brass. It's got, well, not all the brass because I don't have the brass hex adapters. I don't have brass hexes in it because I wasn't that big of a fan of it. I don't need the truck to weigh as any more than it does because I don't have it on my typical foam setup yet. Kind of ran out of money. Because I always run the uh-oh. What is that? Yeah, that should be it. Last thing I want to do is put these together and have them take them back apart. Oh yeah, that would have been a failure on my part. Off by one hole. At least I will say this about the SSD D-hole wheels versus stamped steel wheels versus RC4 drive stamped steel wheels. These are easier to put together. Just kind of line up the aluminum. Oh, like I needed a screw in, like I forgot I already had one loaded. Uh-oh. Did I? Ah. I couldn't find the hole. The correct hole. Uh-oh. I think I chipped a little paint off the ring. Oh well. Pre-scale. My one problem with RCs right now, the RC industry right now, is the fact that we really I wish they had more kits. I wish we'd go back to kits instead of all RTRs. And then of course the companies, oh, we got a rebuilder kit, but like me, I love the TF2 kit. Like the standard wheelbase TF2 kit is a great kit to put together. Two-speed transmission is nice if you can live with the slop and the two-speed. from the shifting setup in it. But it's a great transmission. It's a great truck. And it's funny when you make one of these TF2s go the same places that the big tire trucks go. Even with tires this big, and you're following right behind, guys on 4.7 plus size tires. But yeah, just fun stuff. Completely lost where I was going with that. I apologize. Not really. I'm actually surprised. Got 4 viewers, which, understandable, because, well, only people that I know. There we go. Done. All 4 done. Yes, the seat actually slides back. Oh. Okay, this must... Just grab this out of this package real quick. I think they kind of messed up. I think the silicone packet broke in this thing because it's got a bunch of crap floating around inside the package. These axles are actually heavier than the Yoda 2s. Or even the Yoda 1 axles, for that matter. Yoda 1 axles are actually surprisingly light. Yeah, nice little... I have lights to go that I got to go back behind there. But I figure with the wheelbase... I figured it actually worked pretty good. Granted, it is custom. It isn't an exact stock wheelbase. It does have some parts. Let me get the... There. And of course, I always 3D print my... I always 3D print my bed liners in black, so I don't got to worry about painting them. Paint the outside and be done with it. And then, oh yes, new parts always. New tires, new rims, freshly printed body. Granted, it took forever to paint the body. Yep. Bill, so I printed this body because sitting literally right there outside my front door is my 1990 or my 1989 Cheyenne OBS. And then what's funny, sitting right behind this wall where my computer's sitting is my 69 C20. But so the front axle on this thing is already a K44, but I went ahead and put the SSD knuckles on it. And yes, I know for an OBS it's wrong side drop, but when the correct drop is out of stock all the time, constantly on back order, you kind of, I just feel, hey, I changed out the transfer case. I don't want to hear it. You know, that's the way I look at it. But you see, got the Holmes Hobby 2200 kV revolver in here. Some Amazon 20 kilo servo. The Night Custom or the Holmes Hobby Crawl Master V3 speed controller, and then some little generic 9-gram shifter for the 2-speed. And then, of course, I run it on my Noble, so, of course, got a little Noble receiver there. But it's using C-Hand LC70 TF2 leaf spring hangers that were designed to make the LC70 body fit, that the leaf springs fit properly. The axle centered in the body, and then I have the Bellhouse RC rear leaf spring mounts as well. Great product, and then a custom 3D printed skid plate. And yeah, I could go with AM, but I've had this skid plate longer than AM been making their flat bottoms for TF2s. This truck right here, believe it or not, it doesn't look it, but this truck is going on 8.5, 9 years old right now. And this bumper is, I think, 6 years old. I made myself. There's actually a winch tucked up in there. That actually works. I got the wired winch controller right there. The RC four drive one. Granted, I'd like to have a better one, but hey, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and get this axle swapped out real quick, though. But let me get my drink. But let's see if you can spot any of the craziness that's in the on the shelf back there. And is there anything back there you want to actually see what better on, or want me to bring it up here? Just say so. As soon as we get this done swapped over, I'll bring it over. Well, I'm not gonna need the baby driver anymore. Oh yeah, actually I do need the baby driver. I just realized that. So I need the baby driver. Gotta swap over the hexes. Now, what's funny is I will be taking these axles back apart when I get my helical gears in. Made an order, and then, they decided to, 2 weeks ago, my K44 front axle showed up. Yesterday, my rear axle finally showed up, and my tires. But I had my rims, and everything else come in almost 2 weeks ago. From the Cyber Monday, actually did the Cyber Monday sale. I got a bunch of parts. And these actually didn't ship from RC4 Drive. I went on A-Main, and just because I had a bunch of store credit on A-Main too. But most of the time, I will actually go the hour drive from my house to my local hobby shop. Because I'm always about supporting my local businesses. Especially when you have, hobby shops that are nice enough to, since you they know that I call them up and say, hey, I need this part ordered. They order it for me on the spot. Because I always have the part number on hand and ready. I actually used to have a couple of my custom built trucks. I had a custom long wheelbase TF2 that I did with radius arm front suspension on the Yoda 2 axles and a leaf spring rear LC70 that I had done up. And that used to sit in the display case at the shop. Oh no, I dropped. Oh, steering wheel. I'll just print a new one. Okay, so let's get this stuff changed over. It's just like how I was raised. I used to own a hobby. I used to be part of a hobby shop. Granted, it was slot cars, which I still have all my slot cars, or most of them, anyways. But yeah, I support my local hobby shop. I also support my local guys in general. So got to give a shout out to another Ohio guy that I do a lot of business with, and try to send a bunch of business his way too, just because that's how we roll. Jim Lewis of Jim's Bearings, great guy. For just about any and all bearing needs, from your bashers to your crawlers, even your motors. I can even get replacement bearings for my motor from them. So he's up in outside of Youngstown, PA, or Youngstown, Ohio. So okay, so I don't need that anymore because I can't remember if RC Polo Drive actually has a lock on their things or not. Nope, they don't. Where is it? There it is. I am down in the southeast corner. So my local hobby shop is Ed's RC out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. I'm still like an hour drive out of there. I could also go to Smokestack in Lancaster, Ohio. That's another local hobby shop that I will that I get parts from. Mainly whenever I have to go up to OSU Medical Center for my treatments as well as my checkups. I'll drive up past Lancaster and go see my boys over at Smokestack. Why you ask, Fred? There we go. Got my thinner hexes on here. Are you a fellow Buckeye too then, I take it? Oh, cool. I've got a friend up in the Toledo area now. Works out there. But I travel up to for RC stuff. Like I've gone over and met Josh and them from Flight Test. Yeah. Yeah, I've gone up there to the Edgewater and flown up there. Yeah, see over here, so what happened with me is, I was in a car accident back in '06 and destroyed my whole future. Nervous breakdown because of it. Or I should say, not necessarily. Yeah, I guess it can be considered a mental breakdown. Um, to the point where I actually developed a mental. I had a mental disability to decide it was gonna say, "Hi, how you doing? I'm here, by the way. Enjoy me fucking up the rest of your life." I have schizophrenia. Developed schizophrenia from the car accident because I busted my butt growing up to join the military and support. I grew up in the military, so that's what I know. But yeah, car accident, developed that, and because that happened, and it made it hard for me to maintain a job. Great grandfather passed away. Owned a bunch of property down here in the southeast corner of Ohio, or owned, I should say. Um, and when he passed away, my stepdad inherited the property, and they're truck drivers, and they asked me if I wanted to come over and be the caretaker for the property while they're driving truck. Granted, this is back in '07 when I decided to come out here and do this, but then I moved out and helped out with them. Then they stopped driving truck, and then I'm like, okay, I don't need to be around here anymore. So, went out and tried to do my own thing again, and it just got pathetic, and everything got more. Cost of living went up, and everything bad on that front. So I decided to build a cabin on the family property. And because I'm on disability, it's not like I get a crap ton of money to begin with. So that's what I did. So what's interesting is the way I set up my leaf springs. Yeah, I've got a tractor line. But see, here's the funny thing about me. It's like everyone's like, oh yeah, just run the big leaf. That's all you need to run. I actually run the big leaf, the main leaf, and I keep the larger of the two leaves underneath. But then I put the regular leaf on top, and that's actually how I counteract the axle wrap problem. Still get all the flex, but don't get the axle wrap or as much axle wrap because it's got this spring here to help it from twisting on itself. Little tip for you TF2 guys. But, shit happens, and like I said, I just roll with it. They got stupid expensive, stupid, cost of living. There's a big, a few, like right when I decided to move back and do the or do the thing, I was like, I was going to move back. I had a nice little house outside of Harrisburg. Oh, no worries, Fred. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me, man. I'll definitely be doing this, probably make this a regular Tuesday night deal at about 8:30 Eastern. But even the funny thing is, even though I had a workbench that I would do a lot of this stuff on, and I also have my shop that I do a lot of RC work out in, I'll find myself more comfortable just wrenching like this with the truck in my lap and just going to town. Okay, that's very odd. Am I gonna? Oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me. RC full of drive, what the fuck are you thinking? This is the second axle that's done this. I'm gonna get my tap out and re-tap this sucker. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do with that one. For some reason, they've had a batch of machining that did not cut the threads all the way through the axle housings. Which makes it so I gotta whip out a hardware container and go from typical way I mounted all my shit to running shorter screws. See if these will actually work. No, same thread pitch. They just don't thread all the way. They just don't cut all the way through. And I really don't feel like trying to find out where my M3 tap is right now to try to tap this real quick. I mean, you can see the difference in the size screw that I'm using. There, just do it that way. Screw that I use on Yoda 2. K44 screw. Oh, and the other thing is I also support, Team K, Mike Kirby over at K&K. Monster bag sitting here, and then also their spacer set. I was kind of running out of hardware again. Kind of what happens when all you do is build scratch-built trucks. Like I said, I have a couple kit trucks, but they're pretty much all something changed on them. Yep, and that's what it was. Just change out the hardware. Tightens right up. And I actually have the shim, the alignment shim on this axle to get the pinion angle correct. Because for a body that I had to run on it. Alright, man. Have a good one, Fred. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I wouldn't bore you too much with this. I know I'll see you over on Ryan's chat Thursday night. Like, what did I do with the nuts for this thing? Wait, come on now. I do have to make longer rear shackle mounts. I need to do that. I just haven't done it yet. Probably hit the shop later tomorrow and make a pair. Oh yeah, and Bill, yeah, I saw that latest video on your truck, man. That's nice uh, progress on that sucker, man. All right. Oh, almost got the most important part, man. Need drive shaft on here. I do have to order in some new drive shafts. I just drop that sucker down in there. Come on. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about these. I hate those. That works. All right. Oh no. Uh oh. Oh, that's right. Okay. The longest versions I had? Yep, that's right. I just lost. Oh, I put my steering rod right there. Let's put that on there for right now. Hey, Phil, you still here? And you already bounced out on me. Ah. Definitely looking better. As I just dropped a fucking wheel off because I'm an idiot because I went the wrong side. But let's see here. I've only been doing this for an hour and a half. Got half an hour left. Even though I got 2 viewers. Alright. Yeah, Bill, I wasn't sure if you were still here or not. But, I definitely think it's gonna... I don't care that I just dropped the other tire. It's okay. Don't care. So I'm trying to get the weight on this sucker. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's gonna work great. Forgot the K4. I forgot the K44 has built-in caster or and kingpin inclination in it compared to the Yoda 2s. Yoda 2s do not have caster built into the knuckle or the axle, actual C-hub section. So that's how you can get around the having the pumpkin flip however you want on the Yoda 2 axle. You want a left drop or right drop, you just flip the center section around, and there you go. Because both sides of the housing are threaded to accept either the third member or the pumpkin cover. I might get away with taking that off the back, but I think it's going to be a decent truck when this is done. Well, then again, the chassis has proven to be a reliable truck for me. Let's see what the other truck's going to look like. Don't need the headset charging anymore. Move the Scooby. Bill, is there any of my other projects you want to see? It's kind of done working on that thing, and I'm not gonna set it on its wheels because I don't need the weight of that truck flat spotting my tires. Oh. Got my good old RC four-wheel drive axle box here. Nothing but RC four-wheel drive axles from all the trucks that I've had. But this is what I meant about the the Yoda 2 axles. So you need a passenger side drop, or I should say a driver side drop. You got a driver side drop. Want a passenger side drop? There you go. You got a passenger side drop. Granted, I know the camera's mirrored for you, so. But yeah. And all you have to do is, because it's got a recess here on these 4 screws, these 4 holes, and these 4 holes are for the diff cover. So all you do is drill out the backside so they sit flush as well, just like they do on this side. And now you have an axle that you can run like this or like that. I don't recommend flipping them over this way because it throws the caster off, or I should say the kingpin inclination of the axle, because then now you're backwards. So I only have them with the flat tops up top. And they got really good steering angle for what they are too. Like, that's a Yoda 2 steering angle. So as long as you got the CVDs in them, they actually get really good steering angle. But yeah, these are all my sand ladders that go on the taco that I just don't feel like putting them on the taco right now. Oh. I'll put that right there. Well, here you go, Bill. I'll do the well, Bill, this is the Suburban I'm building. And it's a barn door Suburban. And I actually have it to where that bumper sits flush against the body. It's actually notched out to sit flush. Still working on the front bumper mounting situation. You'll see in a second. But this is the GCM C-Max chassis with the LR2 transfer case. And when I finally figure out how it has a full interior that goes in it too, because it's the same person that Ryan gets his bodies from, that travel all that he has. So same guy that made that body or that model. But I'll be shortening up my wires and getting everything set up how I want it. Fortunately, my battery pack won't fit here, or I would put my battery pack here, but it won't fit in that spot because I still got to put the sensor wire back on. But it's fun. I'm not gonna do any like serious upgrades to this thing or anything. Like, I'm not gonna put any brass in the axles or wheels or any of that stuff on this truck. This truck is gonna be purely whatever weight that body adds to this truck is what's gonna make this truck work, and whatever sale accessories I put on it. But it's still in the mock-up stage. Haven't decided what color I'm gonna paint it yet, so that's why she's in primer. But she's for the most part smooth out. A little bit of work that I got to do in the door and clean up the pillars. But for the most part, she's about done. Body-wise. All my planes are out in my garage, out in my shop. So I don't have any of my planes around. But here's that 12-pounder beast of a truck. And of course, I can't leave it with the wheels on it, so take the wheels off. And the pit bull tires, you actually have to use the lugs to take the tires off or take the wheels off the truck. And the funny thing is, of course, you don't see no body post. Oh yeah, and it all opens up. And I gotta get the Night Customs interior for this thing, and I got to modify it, modify the file because I don't need the transmission hump anymore. And it's fully lighted. But it's SSD Pro axe on the back. Yep. Got the trailing gatekeeper trailing arms with the sway bar kit. I'm actually running the sway bar kit on it too. Custom springs because I had to change out the springs. Later, Phil. Have a good one, man. And then it's got a full GCM LR2 in it as well. But it also has SSD knuckles and the full 3D printed Knights custom Under Armour set with the front axle, the front diff lift kit to bring it closer to the frame rail to get more a better approach angle and better front diff clearance. But yeah, this truck weighs about 12 pounds. Granted, this doesn't weigh 12 pounds. The truck, and then you add this full 3D printed bed on the back. Bill, and then this thing makes this back end heavy. And that's why it needs the sway bar. I tried to run it without the sway bar. She would carry a front tire the whole time. Anytime you got on the gas at all, she'd lift the front end up. So she'd just sit there and do this the whole time. Torque right up and just carry whatever front tire on the obstacle. Let's see here. So, and there's the other axial. This is the OG Wraith, Bill, that has the 4-wheel steer. And my local hobby shop gives me the hookup on the Eco Powers. So that's essentially why most of my trucks all run the Eco Power servos. And of course I throw my battery in there and all my electronics are up there. And I beat the living snot out of this truck. But this truck goes everywhere. Anywhere I want to take this truck, it goes. With its Rock Beast XL, or Rock Beast tires that I have on it. But I haven't figured out what chassis I want to put something else on. How's this for something interesting, Bill? The straight axle axial AR-45 straight axle with the SSD locking and unlocking or manual locking hubs. But I don't know if the 8:30 start time would be good or an 8 o'clock start time. And just go till say 11. Cause I get what I wanted done tonight done. Now I should go back there and actually clean up the reorganize the workbench so I can actually get the semi truck done. Might work on that next week for next week's stream. Do the custom day cab build that I'm doing. It's a mix between Tamiya and Helios and 3D printed. Or Hercules Hobbies. Tamiya and then 3D printed parts. So I was sad though. My print did fail today though. I had to restart the print for that truck sitting at just see the front suspension on. But yeah, I like these axles. I haven't decided what I'm going to put them under though. I don't know if I'm going to do a leaf spring, mount on these. Probably another power, hobbies, brass, leaf spring mount kit for the 44 for the 45s. I mean, and go with how the hell's it called? Probably do like a square body build or something like that. Maybe put them underneath square body Suburban. I don't know. I think a manual locking and unlocking hub would be nice. Or I can pull these apart and actually put them on the Vanquish VS410 because they're direct bolt on there too, or drop in. Oh, I think I might just go ahead and call it here, Bill. But since, let's see. Can't do it through OBS. Even though it's supposed to be an integrated thing. Hold on here. Hey man, thanks for hanging out with me, man. I appreciate it. Let me do something here before I end this. Let me do something here before I end. Didn't need that. All right. Oops. was modding all of you guys before I kill this. And I just killed the cottons in that. Oh, that hurt. There we go. How's that, Bill? Should allow you to link and stuff like that too, so when we're doing... If I get any, big stuff going on, or we do any big build, or if I do happen to do any builds and people need parts or whatever, I can help out this community and help grow this little thing, I guess. But yeah, you guys have a good night. Catch you guys later. Tier, I'll probably see you in Discord later. But you guys have a good one. And if you want me to change anything or whatever, just, message me, Bill, if you think anything that could be changed or made better. I'd appreciate it. Anything to make this thing better. So, have a good one. Peace out, guys.